Good morning. It is Wednesday, February 26th, and just bear with me as I get my other recording started. As you might know, I also simultaneously record a podcast while I do this vlog, and so I'm getting that started. All right, it's all good. We have our reading from the Tao, and we are on page 37. The Tao is always not doing. The Tao is always not doing, yet there's nothing it doesn't do. If the ruler is able to embody it, everything will naturally change. Being change, they desire to act. So I must restrain them using the nameless uncarved block, original mind. Using the nameless uncarved block, they become desireless. Desireless, they are tranquil, and all under heaven is naturally settled. Okay, there's reading from the Tao for this morning. First reading from Believing in Myself starts with a quote from Bill Bartlow. Unresolved anger is often the hidden source of low self-esteem. What we don't see, we can't understand. What we don't understand, we can't influence. And when that blind spot relates to the source of our self-esteem, the results can be devastating. Hurt that has been denied, mislabeled, unrecognized, still exists no matter how long ago we were wounded. In fact, such hurt, that is the hard core of all anger, is all the more potent for not being recognized or for being called something else. The trouble with burying something alive is that it will devour us from the inside. Buried does not necessarily mean dead. At the core of how much low self-esteem is just such a hard knot of anger. Anger over the way we were treated as children, rights that were denied, kindness that should have been there for us, but were not. Love, encouragement, support, perhaps even the basic safety that everyone has a right to. None of these were to be had. Buried, that collection of hurts turned into anger and seeped out sideways. Sometimes the seeping turns into a flood. Often it becomes simply a prevailing state of being. We are just always angry, always hostile, always operating with a short fuse. That doesn't make us very attractive people. To say the least, we're not fun to be with. And so the anger over our long ago hurt generates loneliness and rejection, even today. Lest our tomorrows be affected as well, let us own up to our buried anger. Hidden anger can kill me. I must recognize it and address it. All right. That's a good reminder. Hidden anger. Everybody's carrying it around. Even though we put on brave face. All right. Being right. This reading is from The Language of Letting Go for Codependent Recovery. Recovery is not about being right. It's about allowing ourselves to be who we are and accepting others as they are. The concept can be difficult for many of us if we have lived in systems that functioned on the right or wrong justice scale. The person who was right was okay. The person who was wrong was shamed. All value and worth may have depended on being right. To be wrong meant annihilation of self and self-esteem. In recovery, we're learning how to strive for love in our relationships, not superiority. Yet, yes, we may need to take some decisions about people's behavior from time to time. If someone's hurting us, we need to stand up for ourselves. We have a responsibility to set boundaries and take care of ourselves. But we do not need to justify taking care of ourselves by condemning someone else. we can avoid the trap of focusing on others instead of ourselves. In recovery, we are learning that what we do needs to be right only for us. What others do is their business and needs to be right only for them. It's tempting to rest in the superiority of being right and in analyzing other people's motives and actions, but it's more rewarding to look deeper. Today, I will remember that I don't have to hide behind being right. I don't have to justify what I want and need with saying something is right or wrong. I can let myself be who I am. That's good. And, stop justifying your behaviors when you are in relation to another person. Yeah. Okay, last one for today is on forgiveness. I think I read them backwards order, but that works nonetheless. Forgiveness merely means changing our minds. Many of us spend years resenting others' behaviors. Maybe a sibling took advantage of us. Perhaps a parent never encouraged us in school. A teacher may have punished us for what a classmate did. A spouse may have had an affair. What we add we can add to this list every day, but what's the point? Yeah, brain hiccup there. Spouse may have had an affair. What you think? Does it make us feel any better? On the contrary, the more we focus on others' shortcomings, the more prevalent they seem and the worse we feel. I'll attest to that. Being in conflict with one person strains our relationship with others. The absence of peace knows no bounds. Let me repeat that. The absence of peace knows no bounds. More important, what we perceive as being out there is really our internal creations. Whatever happened yesterday, or last year, or 30 years ago can be forgiven and forgotten in an instant. That's the key lesson of A Course in Miracles. We reap what we sow. All that is keeping happiness from us is our resistance to forgiving others. Let's change. How I look at my experiences today determines whether I add any resentments to my list. I will see only love. Let that be my lesson for today. All right, good stuff. Hope you're all enjoying this and checking in on the YouTube live after the fact. Hopefully, get some of y'all to join me during the live stream. But nonetheless, please subscribe and check out the other videos if you haven't had a chance to yet. And have a great Wednesday. Talk to you all later. Bye.